And so they were finding themselves less active. And these two gentlemen at this Treasure Island camp decided that was something that needed to be stopped immediately, because there was so much that you could still continue to learn if you stayed in the scouting program. Not only about the outdoor skills and the leadership skills, but about yourself. And so they founded this Order of the Arrow in 1915 for that purpose. Of course, the purpose has changed a little bit. We've become a brotherhood of cheerful service. And of course, it was founded as a brotherhood of cheerful service. None of that has changed, but that was sort of their way to junction into the founding of our OA. Fun fact, the OA was not actually recognized by the BSA as a national program until 1948. So its founding was 99 years ago, and that means that the centennial will be next year. We've had a lot of centennials in our lifetime, and I highly encourage you guys to participate in the centennial celebrations of our order when they come around next year. And there you go, there's some of that information again. Of course, founded in 1915, Treasure Island Scout Reservation in Philadelphia. E. Erner Goodman and Carol A. Edson used American Indian lore to make the program interesting and appealing to youth. All right, so more than 1 million scouts and scouters have worn the OA sash on their uniform. That shows the the magnitude of the OA network, our OA family, and how nationally that there are so many scouts and scouters who are seen as the best of the best, and their troops believe in them and elect them for candidacy of membership, and they go through their ordeal. So consider yourself, even though there are millions, consider yourselves uniquely individual to be able to join an OA lodge like the Coosa Lodge. All right, so you may have heard the 3 W's, Wamoktindink, Wingalausic, Wichihimaway, throughout the ceremonies, throughout our order's obligation, all those kinds of things. And so just to make sure that you understand what those mean, these are Lenni Lenape, of course, which was a Delaware Valley located tribe, and so that's a northeastern Native American language. And Wamoktindink stands for brotherhood, Wingalausic stands for cheerfulness, and Wichihimaway stands for service. So when we say Wamoktindink, Wingalausic, Wichihimaway, we're referring to ourselves as the Brotherhood of Cheerful Service in Lenni Lenape. And so there are a lot of things in this Brotherhood of Cheerful Service where we get to break down each one of these words and focus on it. So in Brotherhood, we have things such as Fall Fellowship, which I mentioned last night, which is going to be a big party. We're going to have inflatables, games, patch trading, patch selling, all that good stuff in 2 weeks at Camp Sequoia. And things along the lines of conclaves, where the other lodges in our section, there are a couple of more lodges in the state of Alabama and the state of Georgia, which will meet at Camp Sidney Dew in Rome, Georgia. Thank you. And we will all get together and have a larger get-together and party where we'll do some great training and we'll do some excellent competitions. We'll play things like dodgeball, we call that lodge ball, whiz chickson, ultimate frisbee tournaments. There are a lot of competitions amongst lodges, Twitter pages, Facebook pages, administration-like things. And then there are, of course, competitions of evaluation of ceremony teams, like you saw from the ceremonies last night. There are dancing and drumming evaluations and competitions, and you should be a part of that. And so that's another way to bond with other brothers from not only our lodge, but other lodges from the Southeast. And then there are things like NOAC, and I know that I mentioned NOAC last night, and it's going to be the largest OA event this year. There will be thousands upon thousands of scouts that travel to East Lansing, Michigan, to Michigan State University for a week in August of 2015. And if you look at what I just described as conclave and you multiply it times 1,000 in the curriculum that you can participate in, the amount of excitement that is around the event, you get NOAC. And so if you go to conclave, you'll have a great time, don't get me wrong. I love conclaves. But NOAC is one of my absolutely favorite things, and I will be the NOAC contingent chair for the lodge. So I'd love to see each and every one of you guys go to NOAC with us, because I know that from my experience at the last NOAC, I had a blast, and even on the way home, I couldn't stop thinking about the next NOAC. Of course, that was in 2012, so I was thinking about the next NOAC 3 years in advance. And a lot of people were in the same mindset because we had such a great time. Our lodge had a Flintstones themed. We got the licensing from Hanna-Barbera, and so you may see a couple of people around with Coosa Rocks hats. And so we had the hottest theme, if not the hottest themed and the hottest themed patches and memorabilia at NOAC. So that's something that you want to be a part of. But moving on into cheerfulness, of course, we'll be cheerful when we're together, but we also have to cheerfully serve. And that's something that we're called to do as airmen. And so you'll find that you're able to cheerfully serve through coming to Ordeals, serving as an Alangamat. Of course, serving as an Alangamat is not everybody's calling. However, I would highly encourage it. It's a great experience. It's an excellent opportunity to give back to the new members that are trying to reach membership in our lodge. So, at the next Ordeal, which it won't be until next May, think about being an Alangamat. It is a lot of fun, even though, of course, it can be a bit tiring. It's a great, rewarding experience. But then, we also cheerfully serve our units on the district level, our districts, and then the rest of the council.